Good evening everyone, good evening ma'am. So we are the group 6 and we're going to discuss about the role of public health management, organization, and emergency planning committee. So we have three important topics in meta language, namely the critical incidents response group, emergency control organization, and emergency planning committee. So first, we have critical incidents response group. Critical Incidents Response Group are created on university premises as determined by the committee to plan and organize the responses to critical incidents in accordance with the Critical Incidents Response Group procedure. So, ang purpose daw aning Critical Incidents Response Group is to respond to the critical incidents involving ang mga estudyante ug magsilbi na contact sa university kung simbako ma-involve ang isa ka estudyante in critical incidents bisan pa og sa gawa sa campus kay bisan kanos mahitabo jud ni ang mga insidente in which na ay significant effect sa entire university, education city, and sa ilahang local communities. So dapat kanina mga panghitabo kay mag-require jud og effective and timely response. Next is the goals of Critical Incidents Response Team are as follows. First is to coordinate the university's response to critical incidents involving students while paying special attention sa safety of security needs sa members sa usa ka universidad. Second is to offer counseling, guidance, and appropriate support to the members of the university's community even sa ilahang families. Third is to use the critical incidents when appropriate as teachable moments, like mag-discuss sila which na ay enhancement sa quality of life para sa atong mga na-touch sa critical incidents. Next is the critical incidents to which CIRG will respond to include injury of the student, death of the student, attempted suicide, life-threatening injury or illness, mental health crisis, drug or alcohol overdose, campus disturbance or riot, contacting students in case of family emergency, fire or explosion with injuries or significant damage, hostage situations or kidnapping, natural disasters, bomb threat, missing persons, sexual assault, and acts of terrorism. So, moto sila no? Next is we have the Emergency Control Organization. Emergency Control Organization or ECHO is a structured organization of persons to organize and supervise the safe movement of the occupants of the building or a group of buildings in an emergency. Gi-establish ni siya na organization to deal sa mga emergency incidents na makaapekto sa safety o well-being sa mga staff, students o members sa campus. Next is the members of the ECHO. Mauni sila ang mga members sa Emergency Control Organization with their specific colors. So kaning Chief Warden, Deputy Chief Warden o Communications Officer, white na sila. Then First Aid Officer is green. Area Warden, Zone Warden, and Floor Warden, yellow. Then Warden, sky red. Kaning members sa ECHO, mauni sila ang mag-control sa crowds o mag-implement sa tama na response provided sa ilahang emergency response procedures. Pero depende ni siya sa kung pila ang members, depende sa kadakon sa usa ka facility. Next is the responsibilities of the ECHO during an emergency are to conduct an orderly evacuation of the building's occupants, including members of the public who may be in the building at that time, to a safe place of assembly. And second is to assist the emergency services. And last is to operate portable firefighting equipments if trained to do so, as long as it is safe to do so. Maong, it should be clearly understood na ang primary duty sa wardens kay dili magkipaglaban sa emergencies but to ensure as far as practicable og ang safety sa mga staff, students, and members sa public og ilang orderly evacuation sa building. Okay, so next, so diri na ta. Emergency Planning Committee. Emergency Planning Committee or EPC is a committee of persons responsible for the documentation and maintenance of the emergency plan, including the establishment and maintenance of the university's emergency control organization and critical incident response group. So, muna sila no, konektado na sila. So, dapat ang usa ka pasilidad dapat mag-form jud sila og emergency planning committee for the persons na responsible sa pasilidad, residents og sa occupants og visitors. Those responsible for the facility or its occupants shall ensure that the APC has adequate resources to enable the development and implementation sa ilahang emergency plan. Next. Okay, so sa APC dapat naa siya not less than 2 people na representatives sa stakeholders in a facility, which shall be management. The representative from management might include the following: director, building custodian, chief fire warden, or fire safety officer. At least sa isa sa ila kay competent, like trained and naay experience, knowledge and skills na magtama sa ilaha kung unsa ang proper na pag-perform sa mga task. The APC shall be responsible for the development, implementation, and maintenance of the emergency plan, emergency response procedure, and related training in collaboration with the building custodians, occupiers, and fire safety officers. Ubay-ubay sad ni ilahang duties kung imo dyan specific, like identifying events na rason para mag-produce og emergency situation, ensuring the resources and emergency plan in readily identifiable and available sa appropriate persons, establishing arrangement to ensure the operation of ECHO, ensuring that the register of ECHO members is current and readily available. Members of the staff, students, visitors shall follow the reasonable direction form of any ECHO members, ensuring that the emergency plan is reviewed and at the end of the validity period after emergency an exercise or any changes na maka-affect sa emergency plan. O daghan ba jud siya. So I think that would be all, ma'am. Thank you for listening.